Hello,
Hello,
and welcome to Just Another Podcast. I am Darren, this is,
Joel.
and today we're going to be talking about Evil Dead Burns.
Burn.
Burn.
And it burns.
The ring of...
Actually, no, we're going to get copyrighted because
Yeah, I
my
know.
voice is beautiful.
That's what it is. But we were at a very special screening for Evil Dead Burn, and it was hosted by Erin of Haunteire.
Who's been on the podcast.
Yeah, she was actually our last video before we took a wee break there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
And
an
it was
interview.
a good one.
It was a
It
good
was
one.
a great one.
So it was good to actually meet her in person, get to
Yeah.
chat with her, and sort of network with a lot of other creators and people
Yeah.
from Belfast.
And I still was the smallest person in the room.
You were? But no, it was great. Like, we got to see Erin, obviously, had a chat with her, watched the movie, got to meet the guy, Andy from... That's terribly loud. Behind the Cameras podcast as well, and he was really dead on. So we were having a good chat with him as well, before and after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that guy who does comedic TikToks.
Yes. Aye.
John Devlin, is it?
Is that his name? Yeah, he
If
was.
I butchered your name, I'm so sorry.
He was co-host with Erin, so he was, and he also has a very good presence about him
Yeah, he
and
does.
stuff. You know, he's able to get the crowd
Mhm.
going and stuff quite well.
Cool.
And yeah, and then we sat and watched the film with a lot of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody was on their phones really very much. Or
Yeah.
nobody, but everybody was like really into the
The
film
only,
as well.
the only like vocals you could hear, like, was beside me. I don't mean this in a negative way, but when there was a gory scene, it's like, oh no, oh fuck, no,
See,
not
I
the
quite
eyes.
enjoy that sort of.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. It's like, it was just entertaining because like
Yeah.
it just added to the overall atmosphere because they weren't, you know,
They weren't being obnoxious about it.
Yeah, it's just like,
they
it
were
was
actually just into the film.
like reacting and emoting to
Yeah.
it.
Because there was many moments in this film where people were like viscerally reacting. It was great to see.
Yeah,
So it was, whereas I feel like a sort of normal, conventional sort of cinema trip, a lot of people might be a little bit more reserved
yeah.
in that way. But yeah, no, everybody seemed to enjoy themselves, and
Yeah.
she's obviously done very well for herself putting this together.
Oh, too right, and
Yeah.
like you know, most of the room was full.
Yes, and we also have a quick wee interview with her from afterwards, which I will
Yeah.
insert here now for you to watch,
Just like
and
the-
listen to.
Just like the aliens inserted a probe in your ass. Yeah, they came down, anally probed you.
We don't talk about that.
You got a fear from the injection.
A fear from the erection.
They came from Uranus.
They came in my ear. So we're with Erin of Haunteire, and today you had your first get together of your movie club.
Yes.
How do you think it went?
I think it went better than I was expecting.
Yeah,
Yeah, had a good 30 odd people come. So
30 odd people. Yeah,
30 odd people.
that's good. And do you have any plans to do another one after this?
Yes. Now that I've got the first one over me, it's going to be sick of looking at me, so I'm going to hopefully do one for every new horror release.
Oh,
if,
yeah?
If possible, starting from Insidious in August. So
That'd be sick.
yeah.
Like, that's like one of your favorite franchises. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
That's kind of when I really got into horror, when I was a teenager and they were all coming out, so I have a soft spot for it, but
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good one.
I haven't even seen the last Insidious. What was it like? The Red Door? What was it called?
You could keep it closed. Like, you don't need to you don't need to watch it. I know it's definitely the weakest,
Yeah.
but I guess it's the closing chapter. Whereas this one's kind of taking the concept of Insidious and bringing it out into the real
Right,
world.
so
So
it's
there's a
expanding
reason
it.
for the new one, compared to that was like a chapter closing for the originals, if you know what I mean.
Fair fox.
Mm.
And we went to see Evil Dead Burn tonight. What did you think of it?
It was very good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah. Didn't let up. It was just gore after gore after gore, and there's a good scene with, you know what? It's putting me here.
A lot of people were reacting to that scene, I noticed. There's all
Yeah,
this screaming
I
sort of
had to
going
look
on.
away at that part
Oh,
because
yeah?
I got into gore later. Like, that's the genre I'm like the least like. Oh, but no, I kind of love it. But I was like, yeah, that's too much for me. But I was kind of like,
The only, there's one bit that got me, and it was the teeth part,
oh,
where she was like sucking on the granny's teeth.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How do I get granny possessed? I'm gonna be dentures.
Well,
Can I say what I whispered to you?
what did you whisper to me?
What she whispered.
I am soaking wet right now. No, or like what? No, sorry, I'm so hard right now.
Do you like that?
He was like nudging me. He was like, I was like, what? He was like, oh.
Oh my god.
But,
Here. needs must, you know.
To be fair, like when no one's watching in the screening, you know, just shield yourself.
I'm not sitting beside him there.
Turns out we're all just getting your live running commentary.
I'm just going to put this here.
Live contact for a film. It's just like this pleasant 60-year-old woman.
She's lovely.
Here, take your teeth out, would you?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for talking to us there. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Yes, see you again
Yeah,
soon. Thanks for
definitely.
having me.
Bye bye. So, what is your history of the Evil Dead franchise? What do you think about it?
Well, Evil Dead was one I came on relatively late. Yeah, it came on, but it was one of those ones because when I initially got into horror, I was sort of just before teens and stuff. You know, I'd say sort of obviously Shaun of the Dead I was watching with my parents and stuff 7 or whatever. Then
Yeah.
just found horror and stuff. But it wasn't until COVID that I watched Evil Dead, and I think COVID, I had a massive spike for watching films because I was off all the time.
Yeah.
There's days I was watching 7 a fucking day, you know. But it's Evil Dead. I've always heard of it, but never watched it, and I actually watched the first one illegally.
Oh, really?
And it's funny because on Xbox One, when that was the current generation, because again, as I said, 2020 COVID, you were able to download applications off Microsoft's store that actually worked as those dodgy websites.
It was 1, 2, 3 movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a classic one. Anyway, so it was 1, 2, 3 movies, but yeah, it's watch the first Evil Dead. It's I dug that. So then I think they were on Sky or whatever streaming service, and I watched 2 and 3. I think it wasn't for another year or so that I watched the reboot, the 4th one.
Yeah.
Because I was sort of on a Fede Alvarez kick because I watched some of his other stuff. Then I was here, I need to watch this, and fucking loved that. Then I was really looking forward to Rise, which was obviously watched that in cinema, and I think when did it come out? Because
Rise,
yeah,
was it 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
See, because I can't remember.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay, fair enough. So it wasn't. I was thinking in my head was the one I had to sneak into or not, but I watched it. But it was funny because I was in the bathroom and I bumped into someone from my class in school because I was upper 6th at the time, and it's oh, all right, how you doing? He's here, what are you saying? I was Evil Dead. He's Evil Dead, okay. So I washed my hands. I sat down in my seat. Guess who sits directly beside me?
Oh, really?
That whole group was sat directly
right
right beside me, and
Very good.
watched Rise, loved it. I actually saw it twice in the cinema because I was I brought my dad along to see it. So yeah, then I was looking forward to this one, and obviously we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But I know you have a very big history with Evil Dead anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up sort of watching Evil Dead, so did I think the first one I remember watching specifically was Evil Dead 2 because we had it on VHS.
Right.
So we did, but for some reason the VHS cover had the skull. And it's the image for Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
With the eyes, but in the back it had all the pictures for Army of Darkness.
Right.
Which was weird.
So you're watching, it's
I was where the fuck's all the medieval shit?
Where's the skeletons?
And then it was my dad was oh, that's the third one. I was
right,
there's a third one, so I ended up watching Medieval Dead, and I think at my age that was probably the more appropriate one at the time.
But
so it was, because it doesn't have any gore or anything,
But since we're cool, we get desensitized from young ages.
We did, yes. And then I was always the one that brought the original Evil Dead over to sleepovers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is quite visceral and unforgiving, the first one, because of how grainy it is.
I would have loved to be your friend when, we were both,
same age type thing.
Yeah, if we were both young, because I feel I would have seen so much more shit.
Probably.
And I mean that in the best way possible. And I mean the worst things possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is, because my dad was obsessed with getting all the films that were previously banned and all the video nasty, so they were always at easy access for me from a young age. So they were. So that's why I got on to Evil Dead and stuff, and it was whenever I was about, I would say, 16, I got really fucking into Evil Dead. That's whenever I bought the special edition Book of the Dead DVD, and it came with one or New York Minute or something. No, that's the other thing. It's this 1 hour film,
right,
where it's done all in one take over the space of an hour, and it's got the stars Bruce Campbell.
Oh, right.
It was just such a random fucking thing to be thrown in with the DVD.
I think, quickly veering away, I think the most random one was that Trauma one.
Oh yeah, it had like the safety instruction video.
And I found in Letterboxd as well.
Did you?
Yeah, it's like,
it's so fucking random.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, continue.
So then I got really into it. So obviously I was watching like every fucking Evil Dead. I was watching them over again, and I got into the history of the making of
I said
it all.
that age it was literally just a trilogy, though.
Yeah, it was just a trilogy.
So, do you remember the fourth one then? That reboot coming out?
Yes,
Like,
I remember it came out. I was in tech whenever it came out, and me and my mate went to see it, and I fucking had this massive fuck off large Coke.
Yeah.
So I did, and sat down. The whole thing just imploded in my hand. It went all over my fucking legs. So the whole time I was sitting there going, "This is awesome. My leg's sticky."
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one big memory I have for it. But I remember going to see it again after that as well because of how much I loved it. Because at that time you didn't have, like, you had the, like, porno gore, or not the Gorno type films.
Oh,
torture porn.
Oh, torture porn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
All them
like
ones
the
coming out.
saws and stuff.
Yeah, but this here just felt more visceral and in your face.
You didn't have the real proper, like, that overly, like, bloody. I mean, like, I'm going to use, like, Django Unchained blood splatter, if that makes sense. Like, obviously on a different extreme. The only stuff you had that felt really dirty, rotten, and disgusting, like, I'd even say the Friday 13th remake had that. I'm not saying it was, a great film by any means, but like, but just like you sort of get one going towards. But
it was a good variation from all the torture porn type films that it was at the time, and because I love the Evil Dead anyway, it was an easy hit for me.
Yeah,
I did fear that it was going to be shit because we'd had crap remakes before, but then
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, this did enough good and different that it stands as its own film, and now because the franchise has expanded, it is now part of a wider story.
And now it feels safer that they're doing their own contained stories.
Yeah. Sure, Burn's a direct sequel to Rise.
Oh yeah, no, but what I mean is, like, we're not just veering back to that original trilogy.
Oh yes, we're not just going back to Ash.
Yeah,
again.
That's
We've already had his continuation with the TV show.
Because we're past that.
Yeah.
That won't happen unless there's an after credit scene like in that reboot where there he's there.
Yeah.
But then what were you like before Rise? Because I think that predates before we were sort of like
Whenever Rise was coming out, I was like, are they going to be milking this franchise now? And I'm gonna, it could almost put like a sour taste in your mouth.
But it's an interesting thought, because again, it's a decade after, so it didn't feel like again them so often.
It was a case of more like, well, they're bringing it back. What the fuck are they going to do to it?
Right.
Type thing. It was like, is this going to be good or is it going to be absolute fucking dog shit? Because whenever you get a movie in a franchise that's shit, it can put a sour taste in you for the rest of the films.
Yeah.
In a way, because you're like, oh, I love this, but there's this fucking film.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen with a lot of franchises, but I went to see it and it was fucking great. I had so much fun with it.
I think the main gist then, like, other than like showing like our contextual knowledge of fucking Evil Dead, is how we both feel that there hasn't been a miss. And that's what you texted me, I think, before seeing this, is like, there is no misses.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a miss yet, and I still stick to that now.
Yeah. So we'll get into that, but so the expectations obviously were there.
Oh, I definitely.
Yeah, and
you have expectations from, like, not so much a story standpoint, but what you're going to be treated to with blood and stuff.
Yeah, but
and what creative ways they go about it.
Yeah, and I think the trailers gained us enough hype and interest in it, other than like just being
spoiling
slightly pissed off that it was too spoilery, which I think it was, but it wasn't as bad as I feared, if that made sense.
Yeah, I think I'd seen like the first initial teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Where you get the shot of the guy falling back.
Yeah.
That was the only bit I could remember from the trailer, so I was like, thank fuck.
Same.
There was other bits that happened, and I was like, oh, that was in the trailer.
Yeah,
but it wasn't until that point.
It was the start of that one shot, which I'll talk about later, but that's the only time, like, other than the dishwasher, which I knew, like, going in, it's like, right, I'm looking out for that now already, but that was the only time it's like, yeah, that's in the trailer, but again, it didn't show you that far into it, so it wasn't like,
Aye.
But yeah, anyway, going into it, so
yeah, I was intrigued to say the least, because you're going into it, and obviously the start of it, which I sort of knew. I don't know how I knew it. I think it was just mentioned somewhere in the view or something,
right?
Where they did say this is a direct sequel to Rise.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to have seen Rise to
Yeah.
get this one. But I feel like that's a lie. I feel like you'd benefit so much more having seen Rise before watching this.
But you wouldn't have to watch that, have fun with it, I suppose.
No,
but,
you still enjoy it for its own contained part. You would enjoy it, but for the overarching lore, I guess, of Evil Dead, which is now a whole thing, it adds a lot of context that you don't get in this film. So it does. And it's the same as the older films. They give you so much context for this one. Yeah. So do with the Haunteire dagger and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Things like that. But the expectations were there. And I wasn't sure where the setting was going to go after like the opening credit or the opening scene.
Yeah, because it had this cool opening because it was sort of black and whitish.
The saturation was so drained.
Yeah, which one thing I will say is I like how the colors change throughout the film, like the color grading. Yeah, I thought at times like it was almost too gray, but like I liked the way at times then like near the end it was like purely red. I think even when it was slightly grey and dull, like it felt like like hauntingly real, if that makes sense.
It added a grittiness to it, so it did.
But the start, like that was used well.
Yeah, and then we also have these two dudes on like a boat. Spoilers, by the way. Yeah. There's these two dudes on the boat fishing and stuff, and we get the character from the last film who was possessed. You go back to her, the one that actually rose out of the water. Yeah. And the title card happened. Yeah. Go back to her character.
I still think that's my favourite opening.
That is a phenomenal fucking
That is one of my favourite openings.
And it's a phenomenal title card.
That's one of my favourite opening / title cards in a horror film, just in general, because how like fucking unreal it is.
It's just
like
sick.
I like the music in Rise when just
Evil Dead Rise. It's fucking
it's sick. But awesome. You're right. Like in that water area where they're fishing,
and it gives you a good like indication of what you're in for as well. With like the opening scene where the guy's getting like attacked with fishing wire and shit, and you get one of the severed heads from the last film as well. Yeah, showing up. But it has one of the best transitions in film I've ever seen in my life, where it cut from like somebody getting murdered to just a booty shaking in your face.
Yeah, we both looked at each other and burst out laughing.
It was so well timed.
I'll tell you what, it's throughout the whole film.
Yeah, they just have
the
these
transitions.
Scenes.
One of the funniest ones as well is cutting meat. Like it goes from something to cutting. It's like what the fuck. But the opening, like initially when the first guy died, I was like, I'm slightly underwhelmed. Then the second guy, I was like, no, I like this.
Yeah, because we've got about 5 minutes, 6 minutes of no title card yet.
Oh, that didn't happen for ages.
Yeah,
no, that must have been like cracking 15 minutes there.
Well, fair enough. It could have been, to be fair.
Yeah, because it shifted from that to like obviously you're
meeting the characters,
the big fat ass on screen. Then you mean the 4 characters having that awkward moment where it was the guy who died, the final girl, like
his wife,
the
French girl,
and her brother-in-law, they were going in for a hug.
And nearly kissed. Yeah. And she said, "Oh, I forgot you Americans are huggers." Yeah. Whereas the French are probably kissing the cheek type thing.
Which set off that whole fucking
a bit of a domestic.
Though it was cool, like the pen was fucking used.
It was actually used as a plot point
multiple times.
That's the thing. The
multiple times.
It goes in a bit of a non-linear tangent at the start. So it does, like, for the first while it's non-linear. Yeah. I'm curious to know, when did the scene where he finds the bag with the daggers in it? Yeah. Because it looked like he already had that pen. Yeah. Dropped it, and then he found the daggers. I was like, when did that part happen in the film's timeline? Yeah. Because it seemed just sort of thrown in a bit. Yeah, but maybe it was like an afterthought, but it just seems sort of a bit out of place compared to the rest of it. Yeah. Because it does a bit of non-linear, and then is straight linear throughout.
Oh yeah. Once he dies. Other than like flashbacks of her and the incident with the abusive partner.
The boiling water and shit.
I don't know why, but I thought like as soon as that like sort of opening happened, in my head, I was thinking, I think this is going to be the most cynical one in the franchise, and I think that's the case. It is.
No, that's a thought I had during this.
Because the theming goes into, like, obviously abusive relationships and stuff, as you see with the final girl and the
Her
partner
husband who dies.
Yeah, who dies.
He burns.
Which she burned her initially.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, but then, like, that's why I'm going to skip to the ending really quickly here, but just see when you thought, like, they're, like, trying to pull, like, actually, she's going to die. I just think in my head, it would almost be too cynical of letting the abusive partner win this.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I sort of, like, yeah. But that...
There would be no result in that, you know.
But in my head, as I was saying, it's like, it felt really cynical. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I thought it was powerful enough, but it was just like cool seeing that cynicism within the film.
It was whenever, like, we get, like, the whole, after the guy, they have a fight, he storms off in the car.
Yeah.
They all go their own separate way to leave him, and then he gets in a car crash with the girl who attacked the guys at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, take me to your family.
Yeah.
So you're like, what the fuck? You know? But
Yeah.
it does thread that plot line quite well throughout the film as well.
Mm-hmm.
Of who is this? Why do they care about his family?
Mm-hmm.
That's because he has one of the daggers that can kill them, basically.
Yeah.
But it has humor in it because it sort of goes with the funeral home at the start.
Yeah.
And you meet all the other characters that we're going to get to see his family.
Going firstly from there, I think, as much as, like, it's a painful and traumatic experience that the dad character is going through, he is a massive dickhead.
He is an absolute cunt.
I was about to use that specific word. I was waiting.
No, he is an absolute cunt. Even before he's, like, possessed, he's still a cunt.
Yeah.
No matter what he's going through, he's just being a dick for no fucking reason.
I know, but, like, and that's before. Yeah, before he was fucking possessed, he's just like, I fuck you all. It's like you see the grandmother. I don't waste your fucking breath on her.
Yeah, I know.
You see the for all they know, a grieving wife who everyone grieves differently. It's like, why are you not getting speech, wanker? It's like, would you fuck up?
Oh, he's a prick. Like, I felt like they maybe could have done his character a bit more justice if he was a caring person before the possession.
And not just,
And you see the transition, everybody be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this isn't you type thing.
Yeah.
Whereas we never really got that in this here film.
Maybe he just is a dickhead.
He's just a dickhead and he looks like a dickhead.
The whole time I can't wait until he dies.
You have to wait a long time.
Yeah, well... But anyway, the first, like, the scariest thing for me was initially we see that whole funny scene of the guy doesn't give a shit for one, like, he's going to put the thing in the body and the coffin.
Oh,
to get creepy. He's just dancing about. But then the dad comes in, has one final moment.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that his death is off screen. That's when I was scared of, like,
are they gonna hide it from us?
Are they going, like, shit out of a lot of kills here, like horror films? Like, I was fucking terrified for that.
Yeah.
I was like, see, if you do this for a lot of kills here, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, no, it's fair. That would have been the same.
Yeah.
Definitely. But
fortunately, that's not the case.
No. And it's in the funeral home as well. We get, like, the cases of humor that are just sprinkled throughout the film, and they're fucking brilliant. Yeah, you wee dusty cunt. Fuck you.
You're welcome. But
why are you poking at the step on the fucking thing?
No, so it's easier to dispose of them.
Dispose of.
They're fucking in a wrapper. Right. So, it's like, you wouldn't initially think it, but, right, so, obviously the grandmother having dementia, right? It's cool how that's both used as a plot point, like, at least 2 times within the story as pivotal moments.
Yeah.
As well as being this thing that's just humorous throughout. But, like, the humor is used in a way where it doesn't derail from the tension of the scene. It makes you laugh, but you're still on edge, and you're still thinking, it's like, here, this is making this character vulnerable here. She's fucked.
Yeah, definitely.
But
yeah. You're just sort of waiting for it the whole way through, so you were.
Yeah.
For her to sort of get taken. But he had sort of made the point as well, like, after they're, like, in this house and all, like, after the funeral, they go to this house, the dad's possessed, acting like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And then there's this fucking amazing scene, I think, at the dinner table.
It goes on for a few minutes, but the whole time you're just sitting on edge. And like we all, a few of the ones in the group were speaking about the film afterwards, and everyone, you know, was talking about that one scene being like the whole time you're like
You're
tense.
on it. Like it's a scene where like there's no gore or anything, but you're just waiting for it to snap.
Yeah.
And there's like the way the music and all sort of foreboding in on you and stuff. Like it's really claustrophobic almost.
And you're nearly getting overwhelmed because characters are moving the objects away
shifting
from them.
around. Yeah.
But then you just see the dad grabbing
a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
And then that's one way as well. They kill the dog.
Here, I'll tell you what. This film done two things here that was strong. They kill the dog brutally, and they also, like, in a post-credit scene, they kill a child on screen.
Yeah,
that's like two
quite brutally as well.
Yeah, quite brutal. Like Terrifier didn't do that.
No,
that's like the gag I was like saying. You like,
yeah, they done what Terrifier couldn't.
But that's it. Like those two things, it's like they had the balls to do that, which I respect.
Yeah.
You know, but...
and then it's after the scene at the dinner table, which is probably like the pivotal scene for me, just in general for acting and tension and stuff. It was so good. They're like in this car and they have this fucking car fight.
Aye.
And you had the argument that your favorite characters always get killed. They're the ones you root for.
Yeah, because I said this about spoilers for Obsession for about 5 seconds, but not Nikki, but the other girl, Sarah died, and it's like she done nothing wrong. You know, just a nice, character. Fucking dead in a brutal way. Then in this film, her name slipped my mind. But,
Same.
But the one who was going out with
the guy from Wednesday.
The guy from Wednesday who was a bit of a pussy at times.
Yeah, extremely.
He's
the one that ended up getting her fucking killed because he just left her alone in the car with his dad. Thaya?
Yeah, Joseph was the dude, but Thya. So
okay.
I'm going to say Thaya or whatever it's Thea.
It's not Thea, is it?
Thea. See, I know Thea could be Thea, but I know Thea,
anyway.
right? But yeah, she dies, and like it is this guy's fault because like as much as like I suppose maybe he was trying to climb out the roof, then was going to open the door. He's fucking standing there.
Nah, he was just watching it happening. Like, so he was.
Bastard.
Yeah.
See, I turned. He was like, I just fucking.
It was like as soon as like there's like he's using these small scissors to cut bandages because the dad after the scuffle, like after dinner and stuff, he smacked his head. And as soon as you see him grab like the wee scissors, you're like, "Fuck, she's gonna get it."
Yeah.
And she does. And then the car door.
Yeah.
The fucking fingers.
That was cool.
Yeah, that had such a great reaction as well.
Yeah, everyone was just like so shocked. I was like, "What's
going on?" Yeah, and we pissed out laughing, and everybody else was like, "No!"
You could tell the ones who like absolutely love like brutal gore because like it was like those were the ones laughing.
Yeah,
whereas the other ones were like, "Oh, fingers!"
Every so often there was something gross happening, and I was like around me, see ones going like, "Oh god!"
But yeah, so that was like sick. Then I got like the car says like. That's cool.
That's a cool kill. It's very creative.
Yeah,
I like the whole car scene in general.
Oh, I thought as well. I thought they were good. Like do more. Like I don't feel sad they didn't, but I thought like there's gonna be more with like the you can't breathe because after you use the fire extinguisher,
it takes
like
all the oxygen out of there.
But then I feel like it made it cool anyway because like it was really foggy and stuff. But yeah, well, it was a great kill and. Once the character looked back and saw like the dad deadite, I assume deadite, but he just looked terrified, and you're like, yeah, we know this is not going to end well.
No,
but yeah, so they go back in the house, and after again, Alice was attacked by a deadite dog.
Yeah.
It's like they're both like panicking and like the mom's just like, what's happening?
That's before she's attacked by the dog though, that we almost get that scene that we get in every Evil Dead film where they read the passage from the book that they shouldn't be fucking reading.
Here, that's one thing this film done well was blue ball you.
Because she was about to say the last thing.
There's 2 blue ball moments in here. One is that, the other is the chainsaw.
Oh, the chainsaw. Yeah, we got the jackhammer instead.
Which was cool.
It was cool. But yeah, I know she's going to say like the last word and she's like, fuck that. And then the dog fucking crashes through the window. because they're doing the whole classic fucking whoosh through like the woods and stuff with the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, that was all really good, and it's sort of from that point on, it just sort of is what you'd expect from an Evil Dead film. You know, they're isolated in this area, and slowly, one by one, they're starting to get picked off by the Deadites and getting killed in creative ways, or coming back from the dead in creative ways. You know. Yeah, and what else? Is there any other things before we sort of delve into like the last parts of it that you want to talk about, like the main crux of the film?
Well, there's a couple, like, I want to give a shout out to cinematography. First of all, one of the small things was we got one or two
small things.
Truth care. No, but there was like fun homage to Sam Raimi with like doing like couple eye shots, you know, like close up on the eyes and stuff, which
they could have done a couple more Dutch angles, so they could have.
Hey, it just ends up like 4. They felt everything.
Yeah.
But as well, there's 2 sequences that stand out for me, like cinematography wise. The first being that one we saw in the trailer where Alice is on the floor, like just crawling away while the Susan and Joseph are getting attacked by the Da, and like you're just seeing the whole house get like totally smashed and wrecked. But like it goes on for ages. Like obviously there is invisible cuts and stuff, but like just the one shot makes you feel like you're there and like like how intense it is. So that was awesome. And then the other one was it was in the bathroom where it was Susan when she was a deadite. She got the shower curtain around Alice's head.
Yes.
But then the way it was moving when she was going on the walls and stuff, like the way the camera was shifting, just was really.
I was like watching it like that.
It was so fucking smooth.
Yeah,
like,
it was done really well.
It was like, so I just thought like those were 2 great moments of cinematography that really stood out for me.
And as again throughout those moments in the house, there's lots of different bits of humor. Like there's where the granny gets her fucking teeth sucked and stuff. That was the one bit that grossed me out of the entire film and all the gross stuff you see. That made me go,
you know what? I was surprisingly nothing actually got me. Like there's a couple of moments I felt like, oh, that would hurt or something.
I think it's like random body things like that gross me out. People's saliva and sweat and all grosses me out.
It was funny because like I turned to you and like made a funny innuendo at that, but I'm so hard right now. I wish I was like that. No, but the other one that like I held back because like I didn't really want to like whisper anything during it. I had to there, but it was when I was eating potato, but like after a while it just looked like jizz. I was like, here, what's he doing? It was all dripping down. I was like,
and then there's other parts of the granny as well where like she turns into a deadite and they strap her leg to like her fucking stair lift thing, and she's just slowly being pulled back. It was done so well in like a really tense moment. Yeah.
And it was just a seal after for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
But yeah, I think then moving on to the third act.
Yeah, I think that's sort of where it started to falter for me a bit.
What I will say, right? I think from directly the middle of the film up to like near the end of the third act, I'd say, like just when the house is burning down.
Yeah.
It felt like you didn't get a single breath at all. Like it was so tense. There was always something happening. I think it was great at passing the time.
I noticed
it flew in.
Yeah, I was whenever we were getting those moments, I would notice that I'd been holding my breath.
Yeah,
because I'd be like,
yeah,
you know, taking a big deep breath in, going, "Fuck, I haven't breathed for a while," type thing. Because you get so locked into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but no, it's like it is after the house burns down that it sort of doesn't feel like an Evil Dead movie to me. At that point, just with this, you have this CGI character, walking about. That's all burnt to shit.
It's just fact now.
Yeah, and I just sort of this is a bit not. I would have rather it was more practical and dead-eyed, not something different. It didn't seem like the Evil Dead. Just
I agree. I wasn't a massive fan. I did the one moment I did find cool about that though was when she was looking before she properly like mauled him. At the end was like she like looked at the face and like she saw like the normal face, you know, just as like a because I thought that's nice before, just to get that fucking last bit of revenge.
Aye, because you have to remember it's a domestic sort of
Yeah.
relationship, and her
Mhm.
then being like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you," basically.
Mhm.
I actually would have preferred it if she said something more
Yeah.
vulgar like that, rather than
Yeah.
what she said. That's not enough or something.
That's one thing I don't think I mentioned to anyone. I wish the Deadites were more like your girl in the first Exorcist, where there was more really heinous, disgusting things said.
Well, yeah, it's the same as like the other Evil Dead films. Even the 2013 one, they send vulgar shit.
Yeah,
now,
that's what I
whereas
mean.
you didn't get that in this.
Yeah, no, that's what.
Yeah,
That's
what
it.
you're saying. Yeah, I think it took a lot more. It's same as Rise in a way, and as well is where they focus more on the characters and the story that they're trying to tell.
Rise, I understand, because you're dealing with
Children,
like
yeah,
you know, sometimes it is tricky to approach that subject. Obviously, The Exorcist, the original one, was that shocking because you have this young girl and
a 12-year-old going like that.
You know, doing and saying, you know,
Yeah.
these horrific things. But so I understand why Rise held back, and I don't think it really faltered from that, because I think there's so much going for it where I enjoy it for what it is. Whereas here, I think it would have been perfect to, like, especially when you're dealing with like a family and stuff, like it could go really
They
fucking
could have
far.
got really dirty with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really fucking disgusting.
Yeah. But no, it is a good film. Like, I do think it is the weaker out of the entire franchise, but that doesn't mean it's a bad film.
I think what we could do is quickly just give a ranking.
Yeah, I said to you, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Like,
I mean, ranking in terms of films, we do ratings at the end.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I actually thought you said ratings.
Yeah, no, fair.
Yeah.
So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I've said to you before.
Yeah.
I'll do mine first just because it's on the top of my head. Mine is 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 being one of those cases, perfect sequel up top.
Yeah.
Second, the first just being a miracle, being on micro budget, and still is a fun film
Great
to
watch.
go back to.
Yeah.
3, I would definitely go for the 2013 remake. I just absolutely love it, and the third act is really what ties it together for me.
Yeah.
I just, as you said, like balls to the walls, like fucking just a whole lot of fun. On 4, am I? Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
I do Rise. Just, I suppose it did catch me by surprise a bit. Like, I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As I said, watched it twice in cinema. I chose it was great fun. 5th, I would give this one.
Okay.
And 6th, I would give Army of Darkness. And I said before, it's like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the film at all. It's just, like, again, like, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, you know, that's the limit, you know. But it's not one that I ever resonated with, or like, I think it's easier as well, like, since you grew up with it, having, you know, just so much
for it.
Yeah. But nostalgia even, but you know, I don't think it's quite my thing in general, but I wouldn't have an issue rewatching it because it is fun enough.
It's still a fun film. That's where it just is pure comedy.
Yeah.
And there's no gore or anything, you know. There's no real horror in it.
No,
it is almost like an adventure film more than it is
it's
a
just
horror
a full
film.
fantasy. But I do have to watch Ash versus the Evil Dead.
It's a good show. So does I have it upstairs, so if you can't get it online.
Because I think now, having like properly watched it, I might rewatch the original trilogy again just to first myself, but I do want to definitely.
Yeah, because the show takes after the alternative ending of Army of Darkness, which was where he actually gets back to his own time.
Yeah.
And is in the S-Mart and he has another fight with a Deadite. Whereas the original ending was he went too far.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't like that ending. I preferred the ending where he got back to his own time.
Yeah. Because they could have gotten really goofy with a sequel.
Yeah.
Jason X level, so
like, fuck. I know.
He's in a spaceship.
in space.
Here, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
be
be
fair,
surprised.
no misses. I feel like then, just before we do a final thoughts or whatever, just address the 2 post-credit scenes, which one we've already touched on, but we'll talk about both anyway. The first being the one where we see the granny survive.
She's crawling along the ground with a leg missing because it was tied up to the stair lift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you never see, like, once she's down the stairs, you never see her again, basically. And that's leading into a sequel.
But that's the thing, both these can.
Yeah, they can.
And
because
it's
you're
weird
like, where the fuck are they going to take it?
Because Raph is set for
prequel?
the first one.
Yeah.
So it's like, how many more do we have? Because this could set up either two
Separate sequels.
two separate sequels, or they could do one that includes both.
We're gonna have like the Avengers of Evil Dead.
Honestly, I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
It's like the Pooniverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the second one was obviously the one with Joel Darren, but it was like there was a little girl reading off the urns of people who've passed.
Yeah.
And then
Ellie Baxter, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
from Rise, you're the mother who, again, was at the start of the film.
Yeah.
Then she goes up and just snaps the kid's neck.
It's a bit random. It was like, what context then does that work within the realm of the Evil Dead? Is it because her ashes there? Like, is her like deadite spirit there then? Because that's never been a thing in the Evil Dead. Was a ghost. Ah, well, that's a lie. They had the floating head and shit, but that was more like an astral or projection type thing.
Because the deadite got fucking shredded.
Yeah, like they were put into the fucking. So it's a don't know where it works contextually with the rest of the series.
Maybe does that? No, I was going to say, does that take place at some point during Rise? But like that just doesn't make sense.
It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
like it takes place because they're in the funeral home.
Yeah.
Where the guy gets killed at the start, and the reason that she's doing everything is
because obviously her urns are.
Yeah.
Fuck. I know. I'm just curious. I'm so fascinated. Like it's a franchise. It's weird because normally like this far in the sequels, I know they're not all direct and stuff, but this far in the franchise, it should start dipping really badly, but it hasn't. And you're just. And normally at this point you don't want any more, but you do.
I know. Like I want to see answers. What they're doing next with it.
Yeah.
So I want to see where they take it.
Out of curiosity, what are you most interested in? This like a prequel to the first, a sequel to the first post-credit scene, or a sequel to the final post-credit scene? What do you want to know the most?
I want the continuation of Rise almost. I want to see what's happening with this fucking character.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like obviously I want to see a continuation of this, but I
want
like
to see all of them. But like
the next movie that has a continuation from this story is basically just another group of people who are going to get attacked by deadites.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one seems to have more of an implication going backwards.
Yeah.
Like there's these whole men of whatever the fuck it's called. Can't remember.
Men of the secret
society that they have in the place. Like, I want to learn more about that. Maybe the prequel to the original will dive into that.
They probably will. Now that obviously
it is turning into the fucking MCU Evil Dead, but
honestly, I'm kind of digging it. But like obviously, because the grandparent, the granda, it's like he went crazy, whatever.
Well, he didn't go crazy. They said he went crazy.
No. But that's what I mean. Like I'm just using the context that like he went crazy and all that stuff. Well, that's probably going to be explored, but it's just there's so much going for this franchise now, I think, and I really can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, because I think I'm hoping it keeps the same trajectory of it stays good.
Yeah,
obviously because I'm a fan of the franchise.
But anyway, before we close off and give ratings, I think we should just take a moment to like say thanks for bearing with us while we've been away, because I think this is the first one that's been uploaded.
Yeah, this is the first
obviously
one back.
The other one's separate.
I
think, but this is our first one back, and I think we sort of initially were thinking about this being the first one back because we made a whole day of it and stuff, and like being a big horror release and stuff. But hopefully we're back to release and stuff, but got plenty of decent plans.
Yeah,
coming up. So thanks. and again, I'll show appreciation to you for because you've had to deal with like a lot of the fucking heavy lifting up to this point. So kudos. But
you do all the clips and shit as well.
I'm like, you're like the Ned, you're the guy in the computer all the time. That's what I mean.
You're just on your phone all the time going, where the fuck can I get this clip?
The funniest one was doing the Zoom call because, like, as I said, you
trying to cut between them.
But anyway, so could get back to Reigns, but just wanted to like include that segment.
Okay.
Whatever you want, fucking throw that in, but just as a like acknowledgement of
I'll just keep it on where it is.
Yeah. But anyway, so what would your rating for this be?
It'd be a 4 out of 5.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. What would you give it?
See, I'm going to do it out of 10 because I'm going between. I'd do a 7.5.
A 7.5.
Because I think the last 10 minutes bring me closer to a 7.
Yeah, I
whereas,
know.
Like,
I'd
what came
almost be
before
like a 3.5,
brings me
but
the like, yeah.
everything else before the last 10 minutes, I really fucking liked.
Realistically, for me, this is going to be a 3.5, but it's going to be like the highest 3.5 of my yearly list.
Yeah, I feel like I might go 3.5.
But then I kind of want to go 8 because like how good the fucking gore effects were. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'll just log it.
It'll be there somewhere.
Yeah, but
yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be so rusty here. So we're just another podcast. Feel free to follow, like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. It helps us out, and hopefully, if you share to people who like what we do, that help us out. Like, message us. So if you have any suggestions or even fancy talking to us, fucking go ahead. Yeah, so that's really all from us, and hopefully see you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.